Hey, I'm working on scraping the overspray off the bindings. It's a very tedious job, but all of that has to come off before I can start putting on clear coats. So I'll do a little at a time, and once it's all cleaned up, then I can start clear coating. I use utility knife blades and also microscope slides. They work quite well for scraping bindings. So, this is my fate for the next few hours. I use my thumb and forefinger as a kind of a depth guide to try to get a nice uniform edge to this inner white line. And generally works out okay eventually. If I slip and go a little too far and expose bare wood, then I have to do a little bit of color touch up, and that's likely to happen somewhere along the way. This is the hard part, right up against the neck. It's really difficult to get in there with any kind of clean precision. So just proceed very slowly. We let the lacquer sit for about 4 weeks, and now Jeff is starting to do the wet sanding on the finish. We recently discovered that ivory soap in bar form makes a great lubricant. Typically, for years, Jeff and I have both used mineral spirits, but it's kind of stinky, and the formula seems to have gotten changed lately, and it leaves like an oily film, and the ivory soap doesn't. And when you wipe it off, you can really see where you've still got to do some sanding, because there's no film left behind. So he's going to go through all the grits up to 1,000, and then we'll start showing it the buffing wheel. Yeah, it doesn't really take much soap.
Doesn't take much soap, does it?
Nope. right, on to the top. Uh, 220?
Yes, please. Thank you. When I was pulling the finish off of the top here, this area was a little bit more difficult to remove the finish because of the shape. So as a result, we need to do a little bit more sanding here to make sure that we have a nice smooth looking finish. So rather than doing the whole body like I did the back all at once, I'm going to concentrate on the upper bouts first and try to get those pretty cleaned up. And then I'll move to the rest of the guitar. Just kind of a strategy. I don't always sand in areas, though a lot of people recommend that you do. I tend to do a big initial sand just so I can kind of see what I have to work with. But,
Yeah,
not in this particular incident.
I remember when you used to do boat finishes, you would refer to that as a friendly finish because it was waving at you.
Yeah, it was wavy, a friendly finish, that's exactly right. Of course, you know, with boat finishes, you have what's called the 6-foot rule.
Sure.
If it looks good from 6 feet away, it's okay.
Yeah, not so with guitars.
Because if the boat next to you gets closer than 6 feet, it's too damn close.
Hard to convince people to play a guitar from 6 feet away.
Yep, that's right. Plus, you know, finishes are something that you sort of look through. You know, on boats, you tend to look at the finish. On guitars, you're looking at the finish, but particularly with, not so much with sunbursts, but with clear finishes, you really sort of are supposed to not really see the finish. You're supposed to see the guitar.
Yeah, the wood underneath.
Yeah, exactly right. And so you really have to be pretty fussy about the surface of the lacquer, because you don't want any sort of distortion in it that might affect the way the light shines, and then people's eyes are caught by that distortion rather than looking at the wood underneath the finish.
Oh, well said.
Oh, well, thank you. I should write that down.
Maybe when you write your book. So how's that sanding coming along?
Just dandy, just putting 1000 grit on the neck right now, and then we'll be ready for the initial buff. So
Yeah, and you've already buffed the back initially.
yeah, you know, just kind of.
Yeah, get all the dust off of it. It's got a lot of scratches, but it's going to look nice.